So we know that Spain is going to be in the final. They will obviously face England or Australia. Who do you think gets to the final? If we give an early
I
prediction.
I mean, I think no matter who I pick, they will lose because I've been the World Cup jinx. Every team that I've decided to jump on the bandwagon for has lost their next game. So I want Australia to win, but I think England will win because I think England has just continued to find ways to win. Every single time that I think they're out, they pull me back in. They are like they just know how to finish and they know how to win games.
Yeah, I do think with how well Australia has been playing, and they've made every team that they've played against kind of like just really have a tough time. And
Yeah.
um, Kennedy, their center back, like they're just defensively. That's why I like very impressed by. They're a pretty well balanced team. So I think Australia can win, and I don't think it would be that shocking. I mean, they're not gonna 1-2-3-0 or anything like that, but I think they can actually. I think this goes to penalties, like the other game, and it'll
Oh
be.
God, I don't know if I can handle another. France Australia penalties were crazy. They were showing a like condensed recap of the PKs
I saw
before the
that.
Spain Sweden game, and they cut out the last six penalties because that's how long the PKs lasted. There were like 20 PKs, and they were just like each team scored three. Fast
Yeah,
forward
yeah.
to the end when you know someone's about to
There,
miss one because they just fast forward through half of them.
there was a condensed like maybe 60-second one that was posted on Twitter, and it's almost they were obviously it was the most penalties ever taken in a World Cup.
Yeah.
But it's if you watch it condensed, all you hear is the shots, the ball going into the net, or the ball being stopped or hitting the post, and the crowd cheering. And it's like I called it penalty ASMR. If you only hear it's just and it's just like it's like it's like soothing for some reason. It was really cool.
It was cool. Mackenzie Arnold was great. And apparently you can't even buy her jersey because Nike didn't put the keeper
Oh, the,
jerseys for sale, which
oh,
is crazy to
yeah,
me.
man, that's
That's a missed
another issue.
opportunity. You
I mean,
guys are losing money on that.
everybody, yeah, they're fumbling the bag hard.
Seriously.
The
Ridiculous.
I do want to get your take, and we'll wrap up here on just on the U.S. Obviously, we haven't
Oh
spoken about
man.
this stuff, but the U.S. Getting knocked out. I mean, we when we were on Le Batard Show, you were not there
Yeah.
to get your reaction, but the look, it's obviously very frustrating. But what do you think of how it all went down?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're definitely wasting all their time being activists, and that's why they lost to Sweden. I don't know. I mean, it's been so frustrating because I do agree that they're this. I think this is a necessary wake up call that they need to like really look deep, whether the federation will or won't. They really need to look deep and figure out like how are we developing players, how are we giving these players the best chances to play well together, to win together, who is managing these players, etc. But I also think that like they still are really good and a couple of things could have gone differently in this tournament and they would be playing in these semifinals.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not sure what they're going to be able to fix in time for the Olympics next year, but I am still optimistic that with the talent that this team has and the young players, especially the young players that missed this tournament because of, injury, they're still one of the top teams in the world, and they just need to be able to put the puzzle pieces together, which is obviously the hard part. But I'm not as pessimistic as I think a lot of folks are, but maybe that's just because I'm stupid. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, one
I
of the
hope I'm
changes.
proven right.
One of the changes they are definitely going to make by the next Olympics is a new coach. I
Yeah,
mean, there's no way
no doubt. Yeah.
he Vlaco stays. And yeah, I mean, look, I've talked about this ad nauseum. It's just to me, it was a great team and poor coaching. And again,
Yeah.
the lack of substitutions, the lack of players that we just never got to see. I've been talking to all different people involved in women's soccer, and everybody kind of has the same opinion, or at least like really can't make sense of the tactical kind of
Yeah.
decisions.
Yeah.
But I think it will change. The main thing that's frustrating is the comment sections have been
Yeah, for sure.
absolute nightmare. And like the thing I've been getting a lot, and what we see is a lot of like Rapinoe ruined this team, or people calling Rapinoe a man for whatever. Like
Oh
it's just
God.
it's
Yeah.
constant,
It's
and it's like Rapinoe ruined this
horrifying.
team, and it's like what about the other 2 World Cups. Did she
Right.
ruin the team then?
She's
What?
on the Mount Rushmore of soccer players from the United States, men's or women's. She's been more successful in winning than any men's US player ever in
Yeah.
history, and most women's players. So I think that is just such an example of like what I was saying before, just like the casuals who are tuning in just to be haters every 4 years, like they've been waiting for this moment and they pounced on it. Like they have been waiting and they're like, here, they're like, all right,
Yeah,
let's go.
They talk like, I've been following this team since '99. How dare she? I'm just like, no, you haven't, because
No,
she's
you
literally
haven't.
been one of the most successful players.
Name one NWSL team. Like, please, I can't even.
It's so surreal. It's only, at least for me, it's only energized me. We obviously talk women's soccer on this show pretty often, but we've never done it every single day for a month. And I don't know, at least for me, it's sort of changed something in me where I'm like, okay, you're upset that we're talking about this? We're going to talk about this more. Because it really feels like I've said this before, but when you talk about women's soccer as a man on the internet, you start feeling like a woman on the internet who gets
shouted at all the time, and you're like, I didn't even say anything that controversial. But that's the thing. It's not that like, oh, these people are mad that the U.S. women's national team lost. These people are mad that women play soccer fundamentally, and that they exist and probably make more money than a lot of the people sitting at home complaining about it. And that's the issue. And that's why I'm like, I don't want to let those weirdos like, muddy the waters and control the narrative around this team, because I still think this team can do a lot of great things together, but I do think they need new leadership.
Well said. Well said.